When you're ready to create your graph, you're going to go to the app called Chart Builder. This app is blue and it has a little chart on it and a ruler. You're going to click on it, and then you're going to go to this first option that says Create a New Chart right here at the very top. You're going to get a little notification that says you've just created a new chart. So for this, you're just going to press OK. First, you're going to go to the little pencil at the very top and you're going to click on it. Now we're going to select what kind of chart we want to make. You can either use the second chart or the third chart. It doesn't matter which one you use, but you have to use one of those two. We're going to go with the second chart for this example. Now underneath the little chart options, you're going to see the word, it says stacked. You want to make sure it's off. So if it's green, that means it's on. So you're going to press it and make sure it's off. Then you're going to see a spot that says Data Labels. You're going to click the 9, and down here at the bottom, you're going to scroll to center and then click Done. Afterwards, you're going to go to the bottom where it says Chart, and you see it's blue. That means that you're on that page. So you're going to go from Chart to Data, and see now we have a blue, or data spot is blue. So in here, you're not going to be able to change your titles on your Access, but you can enter your information. This is where you need to pay attention and be careful of what you're putting in. So for our chart, our x-axis was the number of people. So I'm going to change this name from John to 0. And I'm going to do that for everyone. And since we use numbers 0 through 9, or for our chart, I'm just going to go through and change all of these to how many numbers we had on our chart. Now it only gives you 6 options. So if you need to add more spots, there's a little spot at the very top. It has a rectangle with a plus sign inside of a circle, and you're going to click that. And then you're going to get this little pop-up, and it's going to ask you, do you want the new line to go above or below your last entry? And you want to click below. And then you're just going to change that. So you're going to do that for as many as you need, and we need 9. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those in. Now, for series, that's the second column. It says series 1. That's going to be your y-axis information. So for our chart, our y-axis information was the number of letters. So let's go ahead and put in the number of letters. Now, no one in here has one letter or 2 letters in their name, but we have someone who has 3 letters. So for 0, we're going to put, we have 0 people with 0 letters. And we didn't have anyone with 1 letter. We didn't have anyone with 2 letters, but we had 1 person with 3 letters in their name, and that was May. So now we have, let's go back to our chart. We have 3 people with 4 letters in their name. So remember, 4 is asking how many people had that number. So next to 4, we're going to say 3 people had 4 letters in their name. And you're going to do that for all of these. We had 2 people with 6 letters. And we had an astonishing 7 people with 7 letters. And we had no people with 8 letters, but we did have 1 person with 9 letters. So in these other last 3 columns that say series 2, 3, and 4, you can leave that information in there. I'm going to show you on the next tab how to make sure that information doesn't show on your graph. So don't mess with those. You can leave them there. Okay. So now we're going to go back to the bottom where it says data and it's blue. We're going to go to the next one over that says series. So your third spot should be blue now. Now for the series name, you can leave it blank. You don't need to put a name in there. And you can change this color. It says right now it's teal. You just click on the little box next to it and you can change it to any color you want. So we have purple, pink, orange, light green, blue, whatever color you want to change it to. We'll change it to light blue. Okay, so now underneath that little section, it says Series 2. Or you'll see that it has this green bar. Go ahead and turn that green bar off and make sure all the other ones are turned off underneath it, because that's going to mean that those parts of that graph that we just did are not going to show. You just need to have one series. Okay, so now go back to the bottom and click on Access tab. So this graph, it starts with the y-axis. So you're going to put your y-axis title in. For us, remember our y-axis was the number of letters. So I'm going to write that in, the number of letters. I want to make sure my title is visible. So this first little slide mark, it needs to be green. And the grid lines, it also needs to be green. And then for this last part, it says label angle. Just leave it at 0. 0 is a good label angle. You don't want to mess with that because then it's going to throw your whole graph off. Okay, so then go to the x-axis. And our x-axis, does anyone remember what that was called? Yes, that was called the number of people. Again, we want our title visible green. And then our grid line, we want that to be green too, so we're going to turn that on. And here's when you need to change your label angle. Go ahead and erase the 45 and put it to 0. That's going to make sure your lines are straight. After you've gone to the axis and you're done putting that information in, you're going to go back to the bottom and go to the very last tab that says Title and Legend. So for this, you're going to change your title of your chart. So right now it says chart title, and we called our chart the number of letters in our names. You can change the color if you want. You do not have to. This is going to be the color of the title. You don't have to change it if you don't want to. And then you want to make sure that that sidebar is green, because that's going to make sure your title shows. Next, you want to make sure that the title is at the top of your graph. So right here you'll see a circle, it's blue, and it has a little white triangle in it. That means that, and it's pointing straight up, and that means that the title is going to be on the top. And then you're going to have the background color. You can leave that or you can change it, but make sure that the background color is not the same color as your chart. So that means that your background color should not be the same as your title color or the series color that you put in the series information. That was 2 tabs ago. Okay, once you're done, you're going to click this little check mark at the very top. It's in a circle and it's a check mark, and you're going to click that. And that is going to create your graph for you. Now, once you have done that, I need you, someone in your group, it doesn't matter who, needs to come over and get me so I can double check that your graph is correct and that your graph matches your data. Because this is how we're going to present this information, and we don't want to present wrong information. So I'm just going to double check your data, and I'm going to help you if you need help anywhere, okay? And then I'm also going to save it.